Hello, welcome to the Loretta McNary Show. So my guest today, she has in entertainment industry while simultaneously inspiring others to believe that success truly is possible. She is an R&B Hall of Fame inductee, and she has so many other things that she's done. So Johnny Walker's legacy extends far beyond music. It's all about purpose, leadership, and empowering the next generation in entertainment and in so many other industries. Welcome, my friend, the president of all things music is Johnny Walker.
Oh,
Hi there.
I like that title, President of All Things Music.
Music. Yes, ma'am. Receive it. I'm so glad you received it. I remember when I first heard of you, and then I got the amazing opportunity to meet you over a decade ago. I have been super impressed with you then, and I am super impressed with you now. I just want to tell you that.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so very much. I receive all of those blessings. Yes.
And on top of that, you are such an amazing mom and grandmom, but that's a whole nother subject. I want to tell people
that's another meeting.
That's another show, because when I say she loves her like I do, her family is definitely first. So every remarkable journey has a beginning. So tell us about the young girl who first discovered her love for music and believed she belonged in the industry when few people even looked like you.
That's a good question. Listen, I am from Grenada, Mississippi. Very small town, very, very small town. But the thing is, I always loved music and wanted to be in music. And there was only one opportunity, a little country radio station there. And obviously, they didn't have a place for me. Even though I wanted a place, I knocked on the door. Every time I would go, the answer was always the same. No, 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 no. But eventually what did happen is they hired me to be a receptionist. And so to me, that was, I got my foot in the door. I was in the station. And so when I would always go to my general manager to ask him to let me play music, and he would always say, no, no, no. I mean, you got to think 70s. I know it seems like eons ago to some people, but you got to think 70s in Mississippi, country radio station. They didn't have any black people there. But I kept asking, and as fate would have it, one day a gentleman did not come in, and he had me calling around to find somebody to come replace the guy. We couldn't find anybody, and I went into his office and said, "Well, looks like it's gonna be me or you." I was like, he put me in the studio, like, don't touch the microphone, don't touch, just play the records until I find somebody. Okay, well, hey, it worked for me. I was in the studio. So the funny thing is, he came in and he said, this is not a jukebox. You can at least tell people what time it is. But you told me not to touch the microphone. So he told me to tell him what time it is. I turned the microphone on. I told what time it is. Comes back and goes, well, you can tell the weather. You told me not to touch the microphone. I go on and I tell the weather. And then he comes back again and says, read this PSA. I said, I read the PSA. So he comes back in the fourth time and says, well, you don't sound half bad. Do this, do that. So next thing I know, he comes in when it was, I stayed in the duration. I didn't really talk, but just, playing the songs. He came in and said, intro the artist. I did that. And so at the end of the shift, when the other person came in, he said to me, listen, when you come in the morning for your shift, because I was the receptionist, he says, I want you to leave the desk at 10 o'clock. Go in the studio and just sit, learn everything you can, learn everything about how the studio works, learn everything, just sit. And I want you to do that all this week. Just go in there and sit. And that's what happened. I went in and sit. But the really other funny thing, because this guy, he and I had so much history. I remember the day that he hired me, he just marched me back to the, administration office. And he said, this is Johnny. She's getting ready to come to work for us. I don't know what the heck she's going to do, but she's going to work for us. Again, you got to think 70s, Mississippi, country radio station.
That's
and it's funny now, but
Who knew that would lead you to one of the biggest moments, I think, in your life? And I know there are a lot of things that had to happen. You didn't go from the little country station being the only young woman of color to Def Jam. So how did those two happen? Because to me, they're polar opposites. You did a lot of work in between.
A lot of work, a lot of work. I think probably the biggest thing that led to that was me convincing my general manager to let me play Black music on his precious country radio station. And ultimately what happened is his thing was there were no Black businesses in our little small town that would support the kind of program that I wanted to do. And I said, well, what about the white businesses that depend on Black people to stay in business? They might advertise. And he was like, go get me 3 and I'll consider it. So he told me to get 3. I came back with 5. So when I came back with 5, he actually put me on the air at 10 o'clock at night. And I'm going to tell you, listen, I got to tell you because it's a part of the story. He says to me and put you on at 10 o'clock at night. If they come and burn the station down, we had a full day of sales in. So, like I said, it's funny now, but he did that. And the funny thing is the show just grew. So I was on a country radio station coming on at 10 o'clock at night that grew. So he had me on at 6 o'clock in the evening to midnight. So I was playing Black music on a country radio station for 6 hours every day. But little old me wanted more. That's how I got to Memphis. And the thing that got me to Def Jam is I would always challenge about a woman. I felt a woman should be the program director. The target demographic was females 18 to 34, and everybody in the room was men. You would always tell them, you don't know what I want. You don't know why I shop at the stores that I shop at. And so I just felt like I could program the radio station. And of course, they always told me I couldn't. But ultimately, it was Magic 101 here in Memphis. And I was the program director for the last 2 years of my tenure there. And I did take the station to number 2. So whoop, whoop on that. We couldn't knock out K97, the big station, but we did get to number 2. So I'm always proud of that. Yeah. We were able to do that. But back in the day, there was no Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram, no Zoom, StreamYard, all of this stuff. We didn't have all that. So if you wanted people to know who you are and you was trying to get your name, say name in the game, as the kids say, go to the conference. So, there's Jack the Rapper, there's the ones in, they were all over, but they were Black music conferences. And there was one called Impact that was in Atlantic City. The thing about Magic 101, I didn't play rap. So that was the other thing. I didn't play rap music. So here I am in Atlantic City, and this little guy comes over to me, and I'm not playing an LL Cool J record. And of course, I'm not playing it because I don't play rap. And so he's going to hard sell. He's going hard sell, man.
Yeah.
Play this, do da 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 da. And I was going da 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 da. I'm not. And on that, I left the conference and came back to Memphis. And that Monday, he called me and offered me a job. I was like, what are you talking about, man? And he offered me a job. He said, because you don't have a problem talking. And when people tell you no, you got to answer for it. You just go till you get your way. So that's what I need in my company. And I said, but I don't know anything about the record industry. I'm a radio person. And he said, everything you need to know, I'll teach you if you'll come to work for me. Now, let me just add this. At the time, I was making $1,800 a year. That was my salary. I was at Magic 101 in Memphis. That man offered me $40,000. Are you sure about that? He offered me 40. Girl, I was like,
it's literally, you went from nothing to 40,000. Yes. So you did Country Music Western Station. Now you're in 101. Yeah. You're making $40,000. Then what happened? So tell us, how did you get from 101 to Def Jam?
Well, that was it. He offered me the job. I took it. And the thing about it is I knew radio. I didn't know the record industry, but I knew radio. And so I went into the company with a lot of the tactics that we used at radio. And I kind of educated them on how radio works. You can ask the guy to play your record. It don't mean anything. He has his own objectives. He has to win. And so we have to show him how our music can help him win. And when we do that, we can get our music on. And so I would just go with all those different radio tactics. And before I knew it, he wanted me to come to New York. He wanted me to bring that strategy to New York, which I did. And it afforded me the opportunity to hire the first full team promotions team at Def Jam. So I was running promotions and marketing at Def Jam. I had a team of, he would only let me hire 6. That team eventually evolved into 10. And I think we was the strongest at the game. And the really cool thing about them is everybody that I hired had not been in the record industry. And so we had an amazing tenure. I mean, DMX, Jay-Z, Drew Hill, Kelly Price, Montel Jordan, Ashanti, Ja Rule. Golly, was so many of them. You know, it was an amazing. The Rush Hour 1 and 2, the Platform Clothing line, the energy drink. We had a Def Jam Vendetta a video game. We did the comedy jam, the poetry jam. Oh my gosh. And I'm sitting right there in the middle of it all. So it was a lot. It was a lot.
So let's kind of move to NAFM. Congratulations again, madam, for being inducted into the R&B Hall of Fame. Yes, ma'am. And guess what, everybody? You know that city that people talk about is the worst, it has the worst crime. She's here. She's here.
Yeah, right here.
So tell us about your organization that I used to be a member. I'm going to join again. I always join.
Come on back. Come on home. Come on home.
I'm always there. Don't ever think I'm not.
Just imagine, I'm at Def Jam. It's mostly men. And a lot of times at the conferences, the guys speaking on the panels is always men. And I always felt like it was a male point of view that did not impact what was going on in my world and what was working for me as a female at the top of the food chain. And I knew they didn't understand that. And I don't even think they had a lot of respect for it. So I felt like I had to create my own respect. I had to create my own, you know, that I never allowed anyone in that company to call me Johnny Walker. That's where the Miss Johnny Walker comes from. They would have to say Miss Johnny Walker or I would not respond. If you didn't call me Miss Johnny Walker, you weren't talking to me. But I felt that women needed a voice. I felt that we needed to talk about what it means to us when we leave our families going on tour or somebody. See, like a guy, hey, just pack a bag, he pack a razor, a pair of jeans, and he's gone. Yes, it's not like that for me. So I had to create a situation where women had a voice, and it was not easy because they was like, "Girl, what's wrong with you? You're Def Jam. You're the top of the food chain. Why are you trying to create something so other women can talk?" I'm like, "Leave me alone. We're gonna do this." And so we did, and it was like creating a voice so that women could share their stories. And it was so important to be able to pull the curtain back on all those stories of women that were in radio, that were in records, that worked in retail, that worked in merchandise and marketing, fashion, style. Oh my God, it was so much, but it was quiet then. And so we created a platform to bring the noise. And that's what NAFM was. And we were bringing the noise of the power of women. When you put a woman in charge, watch things happen. And so there were a lot of women that were doing things and they just didn't say anything. It's like, okay, I'm here. And they didn't talk. So we encourage voice. We encourage speak up. We encourage you are enough. So come on board. And so women came near and far. It's like, oh, this is a place for women. I can really speak about how I feel. And really, it was open. It was open. If there was, anything that happened in the workplace, this was a comfort zone. It was a sanctuary. We empowered, we taught people about climbing the ladder, but we also talked about handling yourself, presenting yourself, and dealing with situations. We were probably one of the first, and we got a lot of flack, and they pushed us down because we spoke out about R. Kelly early. No disrespect to anybody, please don't take that anyway. But we came early. He was very powerful. So who are you, and what are you saying? So it became that thing of, okay, if we can't stop the ship, we can tell you how to handle the ship, how to handle yourself while you're on the ship. A lot of young girls that were following, but we're here, we're in one demographic, and we got these young girls that's trying to get in the game, and so to speak, I just want to be in a video and all of that stuff. And so the fact that they come and listen, which I see a lot of differences in that now. I don't see a lot of young people that are actually coming to the other generation to get advice because I guess they think they know. They got the technology and what have you, so they know. But back then, a lot of young girls would come and just sit with us. Come and sit with us. And we took that time to teach and share. And that's what made NAFM. And by the way, real quick, National Association of Black Female Executives in Music and Entertainment.
you're not only local, you've grown that thing to not only nationally, but internationally too. So when you started with your Yes, I Can slogan or motto, what really motivated that?
For all the times that the door has been slammed in my face. And trust me, a lot of times, all the times I was told no. A gentleman that is working with me that is encouraging me to write a book, when he said, your book title should be Standing Up to No. I said, I'm going to make my book title, go to Chat GPT and put no in there and watch my name come up.
So you good at saying no.
Yes, I know, man, because I'm telling you, I started with the country station and all the times that they told me no. Wanted to program a radio station, no. Wanted to, all the things I wanted to do at Def Jam, no. And always, one of the other funny things that used to happen at Def Jam is because Russell would always say, well, what did the country girl say? Because they used to call me the country girl. So what did the country girl say? Okay, you said no, but you want to know what the country girl said. Okay,
exactly.
okay. So I think it was just a tenacity to fight no. That
to fight no, to keep on moving regardless of a no. So you also have radio stations, Women Who Jam. You created another space for women in entertainment called Women Who Jam. Something, yeah.
Right.
Tell us about
we're just in a society where it's very hard for women to be visible unless you do certain things. So we, and especially at radio, you know, you're going to play one, we play Beyonce all day long. That's a beautiful thing. But we created a platform where women could be seen and heard. It's called Women Who Jam. We're on 32 stations, just picked up a new station. We start out in Brunswick, Georgia, the Georgia Golden Isles, I believe they call all the little communities there. It's Breezy 99.5. So it now gets us up to 33 stations. So we're at 33 stations. They're college stations. They're internet stations. They're commercial stations, low power FMs. So, hey, 33 stations, and the radio show is all female. So female artists, send us your music, send it to Women Who Jam at AOL.com. I use that because don't nobody use it, so it stands out.
It does. She still has her AOL. That's so sweet. That's right. Okay.
We use Women Who Jam at AOL.com.
This is so good. I can't even keep up everything we've already shared with you. I want to move to when you found out that you were being inducted into the Hall of Fame for R&B. That's crazy, but so deserved. So deserved.
Well, first of all, you know, I don't think you don't think of yourself like that. You know, you think of other artists, you think of other people that you've worked with that earn something like that. But wow, I was speechless. I'm honest, I was speechless, and rarely am I speechless. I can talk, but that was just something that really left me speechless. The National R&B Hall of Fame, I was inducted in 2022. This most recent one was one that is specific is Enthroned Entertainment in Hollywood, California. So actually I have two inductions, and each one were based on my career as a music executive and the people whose careers that I've guided, that I've helped. It's almost sometimes you ask yourself, why am I here? But you look back at the blessings that God has blessed you with and the opportunities that I've had. And yes, I do deserve to be here. Yes, I am enough. I'm always telling everybody else you are enough. Tell myself, yes, I'm enough. So I was inducted into the in Hollywood, California, the R&B Hall of Fame. And like I said, I'm very proud of the National R&B Hall of Fame that is located in Detroit, Michigan. In 2022, I was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And she's my friend. Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of you. One thing I really love, you will stop and help anybody if they prove, or if you know they're serious, because please don't waste her time. You know, if you're not ready to fight for your career, don't talk to her, don't call her, don't contact her yet. But when you're ready, she is definitely ready. So I want to do this rapid fire kind of thing. Okay, so do you like coffee or tea?
Oh, coffee.
Morning or night?
Morning.
One song you never skip.
Ooh, anything by Tina Turner.
Ooh, one mentor you'll never forget.
Sylvia Rohn.
One book everyone should read.
Ooh, Kashif, This Business of Music.
Ooh, yes. One word that describes your leadership.
Tenacity, perseverance. I gave you two, but definitely perseverance and tenacity are my words.
One lesson you wish you had learned sooner.
Ooh, wow. One lesson I wish I had learned sooner is to have more confidence in myself.
Ooh, me too. Okay, now finish these two sentences. Success is, what is success?
Reaching the goals that I've set.
Legacy is,
creating something that my grandchildren will be proud of.
I knew that was going to be the answer. So what do you know now that you wish you knew then that every dreamer should know so that they will not ever give up?
Believe in yourself. Believe it. You just got to believe and have faith. I always say, if you have faith, and believe in yourself, it's just insurmountable, what you can do. I always tell kids, have faith and fight, believe, because you got to fight for what you believe in. Sometimes even your closest friends will say, oh, girl, you can't do that. Oh, don't.
And your family. And your family. The people who love you, just trying to protect you, and then they don't have a litmus to that's possible. So they want you to stay here so you don't have to fall hard. I don't know what it is, but I want us to stop it. Stop talking people down off their dream ledge. Let them fly or let them fail. It won't kill you. It'll teach you.
It will not. It will not. It will not.
So I am so glad we had this conversation because you are definitely what's great about Memphis. You're a legacy, you're a legend, you're doing all this stuff. I want us to dedicate some time to kind of showing people how you hung in there, and how one dream led to another dream. So people need to know the whole story so they can hang in there.
Right. I'd love to come back.
Thank you, my friend, so much. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye. So I'm telling you, I'm doing this new thing, and people are always talking about Memphis, or all cities have people that are negative about it. But what I want you to understand through these segments that I'm doing, there's greatness everywhere, and there's greatness inside of you. So we are going to say, think positive, dream big dreams, help someone along the way. And guess what? I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye for now.